From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
Buses will roll out of the IPS garage for the first time in nearly 2 months. This morning, we're breaking down what parents need to know before some students head back to the classroom.
Plus, taking to the streets in Bloomington, why advocates say city officials aren't giving homeless Hoosiers the help they need.
And it's a little cold to jump into the swimming pool this morning, but we'll show you the upgrades swimmers at one pool will see this summer. We want to thank you for joining our team here on this Tuesday. It is 4:30. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Megan Shin. Let's get a look at the weather with Todd Clausen. And Todd, we saw some snow flurries yesterday. It was kind of pretty.
Yeah, you know, snow showers, they continued yesterday. The old festive snow, as I like to call it. You see the snow doesn't cause any damage out there as far as slickness on the roadways. And we had that storm system yesterday and early this morning that passed to our south, and we're left with skies that are partly to mostly cloudy right now. There's that storm system. Really didn't impact much of central Indiana as it stayed a little further to the south, and the models were trending it in that direction. Today's going to be a pretty quiet day. There could be a stray flurry here this morning, but otherwise we are looking at skies that'll decrease the cloud cover throughout the day, and we should finally work our way back into some sunshine across the area. And I could see the clouds breaking apart a little bit on my way into work here already this morning. It's chilly though. Once again, look at these actual temperatures where the skies have cleared a bit. It's 19 right now in Peru. That's the actual temperature compared to 33 where more clouds are in place in Bloomington. In Indy, we're at 27. Wind chills in the single digits here to the north. Definitely need to bundle up if you're heading to the bus stop here this morning. Once we get into the afternoon hours, temperatures eventually will climb up into the 30s. Again, morning clouds giving way to some sunshine as the afternoon goes on. Lauren.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Let's take a look at your commute as you're heading out the door this morning. This is up in the dogleg, I-465 and I-865. You can see that traffic there is quiet this morning. I'm not monitoring any major crashes or delays for your commute, but of course we'll continue to monitor things and keep you updated throughout your Tuesday. Megan?
Lauren, thank you. For the first time in nearly 2 months, students in one of the largest school districts here in Indiana will return to the classroom. Students in pre-K through 3rd grade will return to in-person learning today. Meanwhile, students in 4th through 12th grades will remain virtual. The next week, 5th grades and some 6th grade students will return to in-person learning, and 7th through 12th grades will be in a hybrid schedule. We know this is a lot to keep track of, so we'll be sure to let you know when these changes take effect.
And community members in Bloomington are taking action against new rules implemented at city parks. The rules prevent homeless community members from staying in city parks overnight. On Monday night, members of the Bloomington Homeless Coalition marched from Seminary Park on South Walnut Street to People's Park on Kirkwood Avenue. That's where they held a sit-in. Homeless advocates say they feel the city officials are pushing them away instead of giving them the help that they need. The city of Bloomington started enforcing curfews at parks after a homeless man died while staying in Seminary Park.
Lauren, here in Marion County, the annual point-in-time homeless count continues this week. The count is how many people stay in shelters, transitional housing, or on the streets in one given night. The information helps determine resources and funding for people experiencing homelessness. Service providers, lawmakers, and others also use the findings to help understand what causes the homelessness to happen and how to solve those issues. Lennon Jackman says he ended up at a shelter after a friend he was staying with moved.
I was staying in a tent. Thank God for the Homeless Initiative program. There's been a lot shut down, and you know, there's really nowhere to go.
It's really important because it helps us with planning, solutions and interventions, and figuring out how to best target resources. So it is an important count, but I also want to reiterate, it's just one source of data. We are looking at data all year long with our partner agencies to really understand how homelessness is changing.
The Coalition for Homelessness Intervention and Prevention conducts this annual count. Usually it happens in one night, and this year it will be done over 5 days due to pandemic safety changes. A full report of the findings will be available in the spring.
And a reminder, the Indiana State House complex will be closed to the public through Wednesday. The governor's office says this is being done out of an abundance of caution in response to possible protests related to the presidential inauguration. State legislative meetings are also canceled canceled this week. No parking signs were posted around the State House last week. The FBI says the Bureau has not received any specific or substantiated threats here in Indiana related to any of our government buildings.
Now to the latest on the coronavirus pandemic and its continued impact in our state. This morning, state health officials report a little more than 2,500 new COVID-19 cases in the state. Since the pandemic began, nearly 593,000 Hoosiers have tested positive for the virus. The state also reports 30 more people across Indiana have died with the coronavirus. Since March, nearly 9,000 Hoosiers have died with COVID-19. And this morning, a new study shows people who recovered from COVID-19 could have long-lasting immunity. It shows bits of the virus stay in the body even after the initial immune system response. The virus seems to induce a production of B cells, which create more antibodies. Researchers examined the blood of 87 survivors 6 weeks after getting sick and then again at 6 months after recovery.
Very interesting. So let's turn now to how the virus is impacting schools right here in the Hoosier State. In Monday's update, state health officials confirmed more than 1,800 new cases in our students. More than 600 new cases were reported among teacher and staff members. The majority of cases continue to be in students ages 15 to 19. Elementary school students and preschool students, they're less impacted by the virus. This morning, more than 1,900 schools here in Indiana have reported at least one case of the virus.
On a lighter note, an Indianapolis park is getting a facelift ahead of the 100th birthday. On Monday, Citizen Energy Group unveiled a renovated pool house at Frederick Douglass Park. That's located near the north side. Improvements include a new security system, fresh paint, custom designed murals, landscape improvements, and more. The park department's director says additional upgrades are also coming to the park.
We'll soon be getting started on a design and putting together construction costs for a new family center at Frederick Douglass Park. After reviewing the design options with community input, we'll be better equipped to secure funding to build a family center in the future and offer a much needed renovated space for families and our staff.
The pool house renovations cost about $100,000, Lauren.
And we're a little more than 24 hours out from President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration, and the nation's capital is on lockdown. Still ahead, we'll take a look at the final security preps that are underway at this hour.
Plus, we've all felt this way at least once, where screaming seems like the only option. Coming up, how one teacher's idea is giving you an outlet to do just that.
And a few snow showers are moving through the southern portion of Indiana, but they're on their way out of here. And finally today, we'll start to see the sunshine return after what has been a cloudy stretch of weather with almost a daily chance of snow showers since Friday. We'll break it all down for you coming up in your WRTV Storm Team forecast.
Hoosiers partner.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. It is 4:40 here on your Tuesday. We're keeping a close eye on traffic. This is I-65 near County Road 250 South. You can see traffic in this area is traveling up to speed right now. Not monitoring any major delays or issues on your roads around central Indiana. We do have one school delay to report to you this morning. It's all the way down near the Bedford area, North Lawrence Community Schools. You guys are on a 2-hour delay, but I just asked Todd and he says any precipitation has already moved out of that area. Megan?
Thank you, Lauren. This morning, Indiana Department of Transportation is posting the Help Wanted sign. The agency is responsible for Indiana's highways and interstates. Now we'll hold a virtual career fair tomorrow from 4 to 5 p.m. Anyone interested in learning more about INDOT's employment opportunities and benefits is invited to attend. Registration is not required. Seasonal and full-time positions are up for grabs. You can find more details on how to join the event online. Just click on this story at hiringhoosiers.com.
At 4:41, ahead of Joe Biden's inauguration tomorrow, Washington, D.C. is on edge as ABC's Andrew Dimbert reports an unprecedented security presence has Capitol Hill looking more like a fortress.
This morning, security forces fortifying the nation's capital for the final chapter in Donald Trump's presidency. Some 25,000 National Guard troops deployed, armed forces on the ground, blockades, barbed wire fencing, security checkpoints that stretch miles, and a beacon of powerful lights flooding the National Mall make Washington, D.C. look almost unrecognizable ahead of Joe Biden's presidential inauguration. Fresh memories from the violent and deadly January 6th pro-Trump mob pervade the Capitol, and chilling new video from The New Yorker revealing more about that fateful day. Rioters removing items from lawmakers' desks, hunting for Vice President Mike Pence and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. While inside the Senate chamber, insurrection.
I think Cruz would want us to do this, so yeah, absolutely. I think we're good.
And new this week, a false alarm near Congress highlighting a city on edge. Meanwhile, federal law enforcement continues to round up rioters. John Schaefer, an Indiana heavy metal musician, turning himself in over the weekend, along with Robert Gieswein. Both men are said to have ties to extremist militia groups. And Riley June Williams, who the FBI is investigating on allegations she may have stolen House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's computer with the intention of selling it to Russian spies, was arrested in Pennsylvania. And as Trump's one-term presidency closes out in these final hours, he's expected to issue a flurry of pardons, with sources saying that list could top 100 people. But ABC News has learned that President Trump is unlikely to preemptively pardon himself or his family members on his way out. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, Washington.
President-elect Joe Biden is nominating Indiana University law professor to be the second in command at the EPA. Biden's team says Janet McCabe has been nominated as deputy EPA administrator. The nomination is subject to Senate confirmation, of course, but McCabe previously served in the EPA before under former President Barack Obama. She also served as air director at the Indiana Department of Environmental Management.
This morning, more than 200 flags line the National Mall here ahead of President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration. The stunning site honors 400,000 Americans who have died with the coronavirus and those who cannot attend the ceremony in person. The field of flags consists of U.S., state, and territory flags. On Monday night, 56 pillars of light also shine bright around the mall. The pillars representing each state and territory shine for 46 seconds. It's a reference to Biden becoming the country's 46th president. Back here at home, Todd, we got to talk about the forecast for today. And I got to say, I almost left the house without my scarf this morning, and I even went in my garage and I thought, oh, I felt a chill, and I went back in and got it.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be chilly here the next few nights at least. In fact, it's going to get a little colder by the end of the week than it is this morning out there, where we're sitting in the 20s, at least here in Indianapolis. But there is a pretty big temperature difference across the area that I'll show you in just a minute. 27 degrees officially at the airport in Indy. Light north wind, but it's enough to factor in a wind chill here of 20 degrees right now. So you definitely, as Lauren mentioned, need to bundle up. Teens in Peru, 21 in Tipton, where the skies have cleared a little bit, where we've had some cloud cover and some precipitation throughout the overnight hours. We're running a little bit warmer here in Bloomington as well as Bedford, with temperatures right around the freezing mark. Richmond 25 as well as you make your way into the Muncie area. And look at these wind chills. Teens to the north as well as single digits as you make your way up into Miami County. So definitely hat and gloves required to the north, and recommended here in southern locations with temperatures where they are. The overall trend here throughout the day, though, today will be to thin the clouds out. It might take a little while here to get these clouds out of here in the morning hours in some locations, and then partly cloudy skies later on this afternoon. So it'll be a brighter day for us, at least during the daytime hours, with temperatures in the mid-30s. We mentioned the snow chances yesterday in southern locations, and we had that winter weather advisory that was issued by the National Weather Service. The Weather Service has dropped the counties here in central Indiana from that advisory as the storm went a little further to the south, but Bedford picked up a little snow. There's a few flurries there, a few flurries in Seymour as well. And then as you work your way over into portions of the Greensburg area, starting to clear out now as well as that system scoots by to our south. There's another little one here to our north that may become a little bit of a player later on this evening, but the daytime hours today are going to be dry with those partly cloudy skies. And then once we get to the evening hours and then overnight, there's more snow showers that'll rotate through the area. These snow showers will come through, potentially reduce visibility a little bit, put down some minor accumulation across parts of the area, talking about an inch or less, and they will be out of here by the time we get to tomorrow morning's commute. So the timing works out well in our favor, as most of that will fall during the overnight hours. This evening, just mostly cloudy, temperatures in the 30s. Overnight tonight, dropping down into the teens and 20s across the area. And then for the day tomorrow, partly cloudy skies, and then eventually going mostly sunny. Still chilly tomorrow with temperatures hovering in the low 30s, but we see a nice jump on Thursday up into the low 40s, but it's just a one-day deal, Lauren. Once we get past Thursday, cooler again as we head into the weekend.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Let's take a look at your commute at this hour. This is our INDOT traffic camera at I-465, a little west of State Road 37. This is down on the southwest side of town where traffic is quiet, traveling up to speed. No problems for your commute at this hour. Megan? Oh, sorry, Megan. We got another camera. This is US 31 up here in Carmel. Double duty here today, going up to Hamilton County. You can see the traffic there is traveling smoothly northbound and southbound. No delays to slow you down, Megan.
Good updates. Thanks, Lauren. And if you've been screaming on the inside for the last few months, you're not alone, but now you can do it all out loud for the world to hear. Just Scream is a hotline that lets you scream into your phone. All you need to do is call the number, scream as loud as you want for as long as you want, and then hang up. Elementary school teacher Chris Golmar created the project to help people reduce stress. Golmar says since then he's gotten more than 70,000 phone calls. If you want to participate, you need to call fast. The hotline will stop accepting calls on January 21st.
Well, a new worldwide survey shows the pandemic is keeping people from getting procedures needed to diagnose and treat heart disease. The survey looks at information from 900 medical facilities in more than 100 countries. Researchers found that 64% drop in procedures such as echocardiograms, and cardio stress tests. Their report states most facilities report a patient's fear of contracting the coronavirus as the reason procedures were canceled.
Lauren, stem cells from corpses could one day help cure blindness for millions of people. Researchers at Mount Sinai transplanted retina cells from dead bodies into monkeys' eyes. They say the transplanted cells remained stable for at least 3 months and in some cases took over for old retina cells. Scientists say human trials are still a long ways off, but the promising results could mean there's a nearly endless supply of cells to help restore sight to people who are blind.
A West Virginia teacher is on duty this morning working security at the nation's capital. This morning, how he's making sure that his students also keep up with their band lessons. Megan.
Plus, lots of students are logging on to do their homework. Coming up all new at 5, what eye doctors say you should be doing to protect your students' eyes. We'll be right back right after this break.
WRTV.
It's 4:53 on your Tuesday. Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. Here's a live look at I-70 at Harding Street west of the downtown area. Traffic here is really quiet this morning. I'm not monitoring any slowdowns for your commute, and that is good news. A state lawmaker wants his colleagues to honor Indiana's big popcorn crop by making it the state's official snack. The bill by State Senator Ron Grooms of Jeffersonville would designate Indiana-grown popcorn as the Hoosier State's official snack. If the legislation passes, it would add popcorn to other state symbols like the state bird, the state insect, and the state tree. Grooms' bill says Indiana ranks second in the nation behind Nebraska in popcorn production. He says Hoosier farmers grow nearly 500 million pounds of popcorn every year.
I'm on board with that.
Yes, that looks really good right now. Well, a music teacher from Virginia is among the National Guardsmen who called up to protect the Capitol for Wednesday's inauguration, Megan.
Lauren, as Caroline Patrick's reports, because his students are learning remotely, he's still able to teach his class from his Humvee.
Dr. Jake Kohut is on the front lines of protecting the United States Capitol. He's part of the National Guard, which arrived on Wednesday.
It's certainly interesting to feel like you're a part of history.
But this Fairfax County teacher says it's just business as usual.
I mean, it's an honor to be doing the work and to be a part of this. And, this is, as I said, what we train for. And, it's an honor to defend the Constitution and all those good ideas.
And in between guard shifts at the Capitol, Dr. Kohut says he jumps online to teach his students band lessons. This photo shows him teaching class in his uniform.
I try to actually give an explanation ahead of time of just explaining, what's going on and to make sure they're not worried about us or me or anything like that.
But the humble teacher shrugged off being called a hero. He says he takes after his mother, who was also a music teacher.
And then secondly to my wife, who is just awesome, taking care of our 3-year-old son. His birthday's on Sunday. I hope I get to see him.
All right, it's a chilly morning for us here across the area with temperatures that are sitting in the teens, 20s, and 30s. So there's a pretty big spread as you go from 19 in Peru down to 33 in Bloomington. 27 is the current temperature in Indy, and some wind chill values to the north where the skies have cleared already are in the single digits. So you definitely need to bundle up if you are going to be out and about here throughout the course of the day today. Your 7-day planning forecast is a pretty quiet one until we get to the end of the weekend and into next week. week. There could be some snow showers later on this evening after sunset, but most of them will fall throughout the overnight hours. Then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, a decent stretch of weather by mid to late January standards, with Thursday being the warmest day at 42, and then much cooler again heading into the weekend. Sunday, the clouds will increase. Could be a wintry mix late, and that could continue into Monday. That's the next storm system that we will have to watch. The time now is 4:56. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on WRTV. We're back in just a couple minutes when Raphael joins the ladies and I.